for what's to come here in the future for the PMWI, and you can see it right now, but you can also see the points and the scoring. Team Falcons actually making a little play in here, heading up to 111 points, RSG 110, just 1 point behind. Goodness me, they're itching to grab that second place spot. But in the meantime, with that win, DAMWON Kiev shot themselves up into 6th place with 87 points.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff. I mean, Team Falcons were 2 points ahead of Regans Gaming in second place before that last game, so that gap has closed by 1 point. It's so close in second and third.
It's an itch they can't scratch right now.
It just seems like, yeah, they're holding on though. They are still there for Team Falcons. Good stuff. But it is, as they're talking about, as we were talking about, Vampire Esports slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, I think the desk, I think Maxman particularly wants to see Vampire Esports start to make some waves again, and I'd love to see that too, because that absolute tsunami they brought on the first day in match 1 was unbelievably good. But right now we're just not seeing the same thing. Wave though still in the top Netherlands with 4, Action just behind him with 4 as well. That guy is basically in every single of one of these, other than this, with top taking 375 meters. But Hector from Team Sol, good as me. 396 meters on that one. Good stuff.
Very nice. Good to be able to pick that one up. An Eastern Circle pops for us, and we are going to be heading over towards the Yasnaya Fields, towards Mansion Lipovka, if VGS are lucky.
Yeah, I mean, I think VGS are pretty happy right now. Everyone has to get their day in the limelight, and I think for VGS, this is certainly it. Usually, their secondary drop is over towards Severny, but they've been kind of jumping around various spots on the map. But Lipovka is their primary, so being able to get here with that plane path, beautiful stuff for them. 52 Esports head up towards Stalwart. DAMWON still in app/school in USG, still holding it down in Rozhok. Now, this is one of those games where RSG could technically start to branch out just a little bit. Erangel seems to be where they have some very, very good matches of theirs. They're currently on a very heavy split. I would call this a kind of a Chinese split, to be honest with you, over towards Shelter, all the way across to where USG is currently rotating from, making a very early rotate over in Rozhok. So, you know, they're taking a lot of landmass at the moment, just going for those scouts early on. If they lose a player, though, that's when it starts to become a little bit of an issue.
A nice extra vehicle spawn there for Scry to be able to hop over to the buggy as Stalwart cross the bridge down to Novo. They will have to recross back northwards after this in just a moment. I imagine that back-to-back should have scouted that Stalwart are doing this. They should have seen those parachutes drop down to their south, and they might know to hold the bridge if they want to go that far, because holding the bridge is a double-edged sword. It can be good to be able to block those teams from the south, but you lose ground to the teams from the north.
Yeah, pretty much so far, back-to-back has never held out Stalwart on their Nova Apnoia drop, which seems to be their preferred drop pretty much all the way through, and it has been in their spring finals, and I assume in their most recent matches. They can absolutely do this over on this map as well. Nova Apnoia, they just outclass it every single time, like Kale keeps saying over on the desk. They're able to make this position work because they are so good as a team. And honestly, if you want to keep watching all these teams together with us, you can with the PMWI Watch Together, and you can complete some daily missions to earn some points, and once enough of those points are accumulated, you can tap on the rewards icon to claim the corresponding rewarding game.
You can participate in the event solo or team up with other players, both totally fine, and if you team up, it could be a little bit easier to get the reward.
And if you were very, very observant, you might have seen in the bottom left corner a little gun skin coming through, as well as an outfit here. That sale period's on through from the 4th of August through to the 13th of August. That's 50% off PMWI packs. And you get the set straight away, get a set straight away, and 5 chances to draw PMWI treasure chests.
Of course, that sale period will end on the 13th, but on the 14th until the 14th of August until the 15th of September, 16% off PMWI packs, and you get 6 chances of those to draw PMWI treasure chests.
I'm somewhat confused at what's going on here between these two teams. It's the Virtual Gaming Squad who have moved very, very quickly out of Lipovka over towards prison. DD's currently in prison, literally locked in by Virtual Gaming Squad. The rest of Regans are surrounding, but Yafoz, big off angle here, but he's just allowed Flower C to take out one of his teammates and then maybe even get away.
Ooh, he has not been set down. Look at this. It's the push down. RSG want more to do with this. Unfortunately, it's not going to go well at the start. Maybe looking for the trade on the swivel around the side. No, can't quite get it done. And that will be the M249. Just too many rounds to deal with. Lightning stays alive and lights them up beautifully. But the rest of his team potentially not so lucky. DD able to fade away behind some cover. Yeah, Flower with no contest on the back now. It's just going to be easy pickings. One shot, wants to push up, wants to challenge DD. He knows he's around this side. DD heads up rotation back to the wall gap. Will be able to play around it as well. One shot up to the position, goes out wide, doesn't win that trade, gets over the wall with a sweet little hop, skip and a jump, but unfortunately for him, DD too fast.
Goodness me, DD pulling the Rorschach and the prison here. Really, really well done to them with the Watchmen on the top side, just looking down out for him. Regans make short work of the virtual gaming squad. And now they have full control over prison over on this eastern side. They do see, I don't think they will see just yet. They may have heard Aton Esports moving up from that eastern side up towards Lipovka.
Ooh, a spin out there, but it's good for Cielo. Able to get one knock. Unfortunately, Goblin was absolutely on the turret there, and they should be able to get this res. Team Soul going 1-for-1 on knocks, but able to get that flush as well. Will slow them down, however.
I will say Goblin's been pretty effective for Team Soul at the moment. I've been very happy with him. Honestly, you know, you have a lot of long-standing names over in India, right? But I mean, Goblin has been doing some good stuff, and you know, relatively new, at least to me, as a player here on Seoul. Falcons over towards Yasnaya at the moment. Morph GGG right next to them. But with this kind of circle, there is real potential for Team Falcons in second place. Remember, still not yet been taken over. Not the most amazing of days, but still points to be had, as well as that 20-pointer over on Sandhawk. So they are really reluctant to give up one of those top positions.
Bevo keyed 3 players, losing 1 to Team Soul. Moving in, they're trying to head out to the east. Currently just in the circle with Nigma Galaxy to their south. And they're going to be heading to the south side of school, south side of apartments. Just north of Potato Hill as well, using that nice smooth ground to be able to pass through into this eastern block.
Stalwart at the moment, down towards Nova Noya still. What a surprise. This team really does rotate in late, and that's absolutely fine for them. Recently, it's been a bit of a bother considering some of the hardships that they've had to deal with. Again, though, still getting towards those top positions is fantastic stuff for Stalwart. They're continuing to keep that point-scoring machine going, and that's all what it's all about. Vampire Esports rotating alongside Wildcats, who came up early from Sosnovka military base, so these dudes really do have to be careful here. Nigma Galaxy also coming down from Pachinki, but I doubt they'll be swaying into the path. But Wildcats just a little bit too fast for the guys from Vampire Esports. They're already ahead, waiting with a stake in hand.
4 players are alive for Vampire Esports, though. And the question is, what paths are they going to take once they get into this next circle? It's still going to be the first, and in a moment, the second circle ticking away at them. So their meds should be enough to sustain them for the time being. Keep them in the shade and try and truck on in.
Flower still up towards the top side. Now, he moved up to get a little bit of information just the west side of Lipovka, but on the other hand, you do have the rest of the team taking out at least one player in Polo, coming through from back to back. AkshaT's still doing some ridiculous damage here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's, what is that, 700 ahead of Lightning. Very, very cool stuff coming through from Action. Love to see it. The circle went up towards Yasnaya Poliana, so those fields will be absolutely crucial to be able to get some control over.
Falcons, though, from Yasnaya, this is a really good position for them. And you all are also in a great position. Through from the 4th of August through to the 13th, all users in the region of the top 3 teams, current Team Falcons in that one, they'll have a chance to win a prize. And it's a maximum of 1 award per user. Regans, though, takes down another.
Looking to all this res as well to keep DD alive. Falcons in the middle of Yasnaya Poliana right now. Obviously getting quite a bit of home crowd support. They're going to have to fight off against Morph. just to be able to survive in this location. But on the east side, they've got some decent control over a lot of these teams, trying to prevent them from gaining any ground there.
Absolutely. I think the energy here must be so fantastic for Team Falcons, right? You know, and no matter what, I don't think any game can get you down with a crowd like that. Stalwart, though, finally coming into the circle. They made a speedy entrance here, currently taking some shots over towards Wildcats. I think this game is one where Stalwart really do need to pull up the socks here. This is time to make a big splash in the circle because, you know, they can only sustain themselves on those consistent points for so long. They do need to have some breakout games, especially in this 3-day format.
Wildcats do get away with it. Scry not able to land the spray on the ridgeline rotation there. 2 players for the Wildcats get away in the Dacia. Doot all the way out to the east now as they swing around the south side.
The Stalwart at least do send Wildcats back. Remember, these guys actually made their way on the western bridge very, very quickly, past Vampire Esports, and somehow Stalwarts, they've leapfrogged them. Again, it's not too much of a wander up towards that eastern bridge for Stalwart from Nova Ibnoia, so for them, it's still pretty decent though, to get into the circle. I think they understand that, you know, they can only play edge for so long, right? And they need to get a little bit into the circle first, then they can start to really make some big things happen by clearing those edges. But clearing those edges for a straight 15 minutes hasn't really been working out for them.
Hopefully, better luck in their future. Back to back with just Kill Switch left on the squad. Has managed to get into the middle of Yasnaya Poliana.
Yeah, I just seen that as well. He is really just holding it down there, right?
He's back to back with both Morph and Falcons right now.
Absolutely, a literal rock and a hard place. Not a good place to be at the moment for him. But still, Yasnaya is one of those places where there is a huge amount of buildings around it. With our next circle coming in, we'll see if he does have to move. He really doesn't want to move. He'll be very visible from both these teams. Dead center here, you can see on the map. DAMWON, though, currently holding down towards the southwest of Yasna, and they do get the circle, so this could be another great game off the back of their Miramar, which was fantastic.
And another good game for Team Seoul over at Miramar as well. Pretty decent performance they had. A lot of eliminations, survived fairly late into it as well. Picked up a couple of points. They also get the shift. So we'll see what they can do with their wedge of the circle in the moments to come. At the moment, Box Gaming look like they want to encroach onto that territory. Team Seoul are grouped up just a little bit. So if Box establish this ridgeline, create off angles, Team Seoul could really struggle.
Still, the amount of teams that have headed east in this circle, and then we get one of those crackbacks on the circle here, where it really gives you a bit of that whiplash heading over towards Rozhok here. Vampire Esports were afraid to move a little bit too far over towards the east, considering they're not seeing too many teams. And I think that's a smart decision. You don't want to move too far that way, because you can kind of understand, with the scouting that you've done, you've not seen too many other teams other than Wildcats. Most of the teams are already on that eastern side. So now they've got pick of the litter, basically holding 50% of the circle to themselves on that southwest edge. This is really good stuff, but it is going to be an absolute boxing ring, or more like a wrestling ring with the amount of players that are going to be in this one on this eastern side.
Honestly, I'm thinking cage match at this point. It's not going to be pleasant.
Yeah, that
river cutting things down that lake as well, and the Yasnaya fields. Goodness me, yeah, you're right. It is.
It's brutal.
Unpleasantness. It's unpleasantness.
Yeah, it's real brutal here. Stalwart looked to go straight center, pick up the chair almost immediately. See what they can get done with it. I think at the moment, this is absolutely fine. I think that's the smart move from Stalwart here. They know they want to get as central as possible early in the game. I think they've been, like I said before, they've been struggling when they don't get that center. I think they have been unlucky with it, though, and it's the Stalwart's the type of team where I think that, you know, they get gifted some circles. Doesn't often happen because they're playing edge so much, but they get gifted some circles. They now have to take this approach where they send very, very central, or at least for a hot point on the map, because they're a type of team that I imagine, you know, if you have the circle to it, I don't think there's much you can do versus Stalwart.
Spray down onto the vehicle. Aton up the hill. 52 trying to hold out in the showroom. Going to have the best at luck at finding these angles just yet, but Aton not really taking this initiative because 52 Esports, they're outside of the zone, half of them anyway.
Yeah, 52 Esports have been struggling, and it's strange to see as well, considering their Stalwart start, right? They do move all the way over the top side, I think, to try and avoid some of these teams. But again, central circle here, heads up towards Morph for rivals. This does give a little bit of a chance to Falcons, who are trying to move in from the eastern side. Kill switch, not spotted yet over in Yasnaya, still keeping it real over there. Regans, though, they've swung down south. I think they were expecting the circle to stay around this area of school and apartments. But now they'll be heading in from that southwest edge towards Vampire Esports as well as Stalwart. So 3 teams who I would say are very, very dangerous in a clash. You know, they could cause themselves some big problems.
Ralph bringing the vehicle a little bit closer. What have you seen?
Oh, sorry. Regans have just like slipped through the net here somehow, straight into the circle itself.
Well, Stalwart are in the fight of their own as AkshaT pushes on in. Action is down, has been knocked. Top fragger for the team, so a real difficult situation there. AkshaT rolls on in, finds another. Team Soul with their lead player at the moment doing absolute work. AkshaT once more as well. Around the side, Pika looks to hold it down whilst they get the res onto Action. Damage through the window found. Looking for more as they push on in. AkshaT, does he have the backup? The rest of Team Soul need to be on the back heel here. Pushing in, and just in time, Goblin sends in through the door. Scry goes down. Top soon to follow. Pika on the back wall as Hector swings around wide. Pika falls. Excellent flank. Hector wants the back line, but it's Action coming through. Looking to storm back in for Team Stalwart. Omega needs to get into the fray now as AkshaT once again left in a sticky spot around the bottom of the stairwell. Maybe looking to try and send this res is risky, but it looks like it might work. Action spots the push from Omega, and he's doing so much right now for the squad. Top fragger of this tournament so far, and he's got 3 players from Soul to deal with. Cannot handle the pressure, and that is Team Soul taking out Stalwart.
Goodness me, who would believe that? Team Soul takes down first place Stalwart in a surprising turn of events there. And Team Soul, after that last game on Miramar, seem to have got some of their confidence back there. Goblin still a real force to be reckoned with. Now it's Lux trying to find some nades here, John.
On towards Donuts USG. Lux takes a little lick of damage there. These foxholes are deadly for nades. If you find one in, it's like a funnel towards the teammates holding on in there. Boran knows that. He's going to pop one in, try to find these Donuts USG players. 3 of them alive.
Omikun through the smoke, though, finds Defo. Has his infrared on there. Somehow. X-Ray not able to do the same despite the name. Now I'll be looking for something just a little bit more. Heads back over towards Defo to try and pick him up. X-Ray, though, real good fragger for the team. Boran can maybe use a little bit of scouting, but it's USG making the run-in.
Uh-oh, X-Ray goes down with a nice little over-the-lip push coming through, but Omikun wants to try and hold it down. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, their off angle was third-partied away by Nigma Galaxy, and that was go time. Donuts USG stay alive and take a good fight there.
This is his play from Goblin, you know. He was just darting around the house. Unfortunately, he did go down, but considering he was only 1 player before the rest of the team all rocked up into action, you know, that was some very, very good work, staying defensive for the rest of the team. And Team Soul, goodness me, great stuff from them. They'll get 5 eliminations so far. Nigma Galaxy have been tearing up as well, apparently, with 6 elims. Next circle drops. It's on top of Morph. DAMWON here just underneath them. But Falcon, they're just in touching range of this circle. They are currently duking it out with Vivo Keed.
On the eastern side. Good news, by the way, is for Stalwart going down for Regans Gaming, for Team Falcons, and for Vampire Esports as well. These are the 3 teams looking to try and chase down that gap. And when Stalwart have a bad game, you need to strike. At the moment, we're on board with Falcons, the home team here in Riyadh. They currently hold the Wizard Tower, popping nades and utility over towards one of the forward positions for Vivo Keed, the more northerly position.
Just boosting up here for them. Still a bit of a line, though. Difficult position to play going forward now, guys. Honestly, Morph's got a really, really good position. just so much field around this area. Yaz Field is so tough to play. Those hay bales, yeah, I know they may look penetrable with bullets, but they're not a lot of times. They do provide great cover, although it doesn't really look that way. Falcons looking to make their way in, currently in the Wizard Tower. It's USG sending past them. USG have been so aggressive. It has been really interesting to see, considering, you know, in a lot of other like international tournaments, Japan has been that team that you would see take the widest rotations ever. But Donuts have just been taking a lot of these fights to the enemy teams. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, they've been getting some pretty decent results here and there. They've been able to pick up a couple of points for their trouble. A nice little change of pace for the region. RSG, with only Lightning standing now, suffering just a little bit. We said that they want to be looking to chase down Stalwart after they went down early, but with one player left, they might just be out of the race a little bit. Oh, Blanks just pointed to something.
Yeah. They currently have 11 eliminations, yeah.
So I take that back.
Yeah, which is a good amount of points. You know, there is still potential for GZ to get up. Unfortunately, Lightning takes a nasty nade. There is another one over the top. It might just be enough, but it's too far. GZ currently crawling across, but with GK first off in the distance and Aton looking to finish the deal, they're going to be getting in the vehicle, maybe rolling back around again. GZ's definitely not getting out of this. Bruno looks towards the remaining player of Regans. With that Bison in hand. Spots GK first, though. Ooh. Oh, that's such a GK first thing to do.
No way. No way does he get that knock. He does get taken down in the meantime, but Bruno, I think that makes Bruno unresable, right? Yeah. They are very close to the edge of this circle. If Bruno can crawl in, maybe, but this zone is going to tick pretty hard. Might be almost impossible here. Center Texas spotted by Lightning, who shimmies on in, but in come 4 rivals. They're looking to play spoiler here. Regans Gaming, they want 1 or 2 more elimination points. They don't want to go down here, but they do not have a choice. And it's Sook to put the final nail in.
Yeah, DAMWON off in the distance, still holding a pretty decent compound, but it's Morph still. That fantastic position within the fields at the moment. Kill switch finally goes down somehow. I think that was 10th place for him. Gets quite far for his trouble. Nigma Galaxy, 4 players alive in the field. 7 eliminations alongside Team Falcons, DAMWON Kia, and 52 Esports, the only other teams with 4 players still in this one.
The big team at this stage in terms of upsets for the final game of the day is still Team Falcons. 4 players alive, looking to try and chase that first place. They started with an 18-point difference from behind Team Stalwart, who got 1 point, so they need 19 points or more to be able to jump on up. Of course, the tiebreaker first is chicken dinners, so at the moment Stalwart do win that, unless Falcons win this one as well.
Powerful. Moving through the smoke there, sending in, but it's Morph who's just shooting down onto the bonnet here.
Oh dear. That's not good. That's bad for business. Donuts USG go down to a little run over, a 180 swivel out the car, but Falcons take a lot of damage on their crossing. Luckily, all 4 of them stay alive. Can they weather the storm? Looking to try and pepper their back as they push on through. It looks like they might have found that cover that they were looking for. Team Soul eliminated on that south side. A pretty decent run for them, taking down tournament leaders right now, but they will not go any further.
Vampire Esports coming in, though, with some nades along the way. They're right behind Falcon Esports. They're sending some more in over towards them. Stone takes shots over towards Nigma Galaxy. Goodness me, Vampire Esports, they have been pretty silent so far. Currently with only 2 players. Gets 1 a limb. Jumper spotted by Junie.
Silent but deadly, seemingly, in pretty much any situation. You need to be worried about them. And right now, the circle pushing everyone on that eastern side further in. That's going to burn. That's going to sting. Schweppes, how's he avoided that? That is very fortunate there. Junie, though, looking to maybe not make the same mistake twice. That nade, the last one, seemingly, HE. And that one's going to land on the money. 3 points.
Really well done from Junie there. He throws a Molotov over the top. He's like, how has that guy not been burnt alive? He is purely inflammable, wearing some kind of next level tech outfit. But the grenade does more than enough. Powerful. Shooting over towards Nigma Galaxy. Knows there's players over there.
Putting bullets down range, suppressing Ralph's position. Should have bled out. Should have been able to pick that one up. But Ralph is playing super slow and steady. Turtling it out. Gave it a little shimmy. Hopefully that didn't give the noise cue away.
Check round.
They don't know. Please check the buggy.
Check round.
Oh, never alone. Please check the buggy. Oh, you've got to spot him. This could be so unfortunate. Okay, Powerful must see it. Okay. Crisis averted.
Goodness me. Powerful. Honestly, coming in clutch there for the team. Smartest player alive, honestly. At least on Falcons there. I mean, they'd played so well up until this point, and to not check the entire buggy, Powerful's like, I'll do it myself. Makes it happen. But yeah, another grenade on the top from Yusuf. 7 eliminations. Team Falcons really feeling it right now.
Steps up into the spray, and that's not going to be good for business. Fast eliminations coming through for Falcons. They're racking up points. They're looking to challenge this top spot now, Blank. They want this first place at the end of day 2 going into the final day.
DAMWON Kia still looking for the back-to-back here, over from Miramar to Erangel now. They have all 4 players alive. Powerful is down. Is Rezable, though. Never Alone instantly takes down Vaz.
And with that, that's going to seal the deal. 20 points on the game for Team Falcons. They will be in the lead at the end of this game, but how far can they go? How much more can they push?
DAMWON Kia, it's a 4-on-4 at the moment. Morph between them. Rocky, as well as Fajar. Never Alone, though, still just peeking up and down. The Blues pushing them, but Damar in.
Able to find the first. 1 player now left for Morph, looking to try and hunker down. There is a DBS in play, and we know how difficult that can be to operate around, especially in these close quarters situations. They'll know there's another player there. Junie with the off angle onto Damar is going to be able to find yet another knock, certainly, over towards the backlines, but it is answered. Never Alone knocks one onto Forest.
Sent immediately back. They have the compound at the moment. The circle's not quite moved in just yet. Still waiting on Junie here. Finds a shot through the window. Rocky is down. Now it's just these 2 players. Song has moved up, though, not giving really any moment for Falcons to breathe. DAMWON just suffocating the enemy team despite the positioning that they're in.
The circle pops, and it's right towards Falcons. Junie takes a lot of damage, but crucially stays up here. Stays up and kicking. Can get those meds on board. Can stay in. Team Falcons, 12 eliminations so far. A guaranteed 24 points on this game, and they're looking to try and take this one up further.
Falcons blessed here in Saudi Arabia with the circle coming over towards them. Now the card is on DAMWON, but they are making an aggressive approach.
Right up to the wall, leading in the charge. DAMWON Kia pushed through. Yusuf will not be able to find anything there. It is actually traded off by Powerful onto Sung, and another one for Powerful as well. Never Alone and Powerful in a 2 versus 2. Junie crawling up, and the off angle for Forest not going to be rezzing here. Sung may be rezzable if they can get back to that vehicle, but Powerful spots the push. Junie wants to take the fight with the Bison. 53 bullets in the mag, but a swing out wide. Powerful, no! He goes down, leaving only the 1 player left in the fray. Never Alone, not going to be having any backup here for the rest of the team. It's Junie close to the wall, and Forest out wide on the back. Hits the top shot. Junie gets the heal off, and the spray is good. It's Falcons to take it home as DAMWON Kia take a tumble. And what a way to close out day 2 for the home team here in Riyadh. Team Falcons.
Unbelievable finish there from them. Never Alone, indeed. Got the entirety of the audience and Saudi Arabia behind his back there in the final moments. Grabbing the last chicken dinner of the day, and that's potentially, I think that might be the first place for Team Falcons there, coming into day 3 of the PMWI.
That has got to feel good. That has got to feel absolutely amazing. What a way, as you say, to close out that second day. I am so ready for their performances tomorrow, see if they can carry that momentum forwards.
It looked so dire there, but regardless, honestly, DAMWON just looked like a completely different team today. But Team Falcons still carrying through that massive momentum. It's beautiful to see.
Absolutely. I could see Calaris celebrating over there as well. I'm sure he's ready and raring.
He's loving it.
He's loving that. He's absolutely loving that. We didn't see that DBS come through in the compound, unfortunately, for the last player from Morph. I think it was Rocky left in that compound. But you know what? They still survived to 3rd place. We are going to head over to the standings, brought to you by STC.
Things off, 31 points. We might have a new champion of the day. We might have a new top contender for those top 5 placings and potentially the $500,000 on the line for that first place alone. $2 million in prize pool throughout this week of event. Then we have another $1 million coming in next week. But we can see DAMWON Kia coming in with 20, keeping it very, very close at the very end.
Never Alone, Youssef have been absolutely insane and also powerful. Like, those three players really help push that position. And we were talking about it a little bit in that game, right, Kalaris? There was so much mess happening, so much action in the southern side. If you analyze that position and you see from the edge side which is the best position to aim for, Morph's compound was the best option to go for. They crash it, have a little dip, which is perfect to play from. And after that, it's just GG well played.
Yeah, the movements from there, very, very impressive stuff. I mean, ultimately moving up against that ridgeline, as you're mentioning here, very, very important here for Falcons. And it plays to kind of their strengths, effectively. The edge play that they've been exuding throughout yesterday and then moving into this, 31 points. It's a big win for the home crowd. It's a big win for Falcons.
Yeah, massive win, but you can see also Regans as well. You just keep in mind, 1 placement point, 11 eliminations. I believe when we checked in on them at the very beginning of the game, they had 7 elims out of like the 9 in total that happened at the match at that point. They were putting on pressure.
I think they eliminated the entirety of a virtual gaming squad and also 3 players of back-to-back. Like, they were out for blood instantly in that game. And we saw that gap consistently throughout the day, you know, decreasing, and now they're like one decent game and Stalwart, like, they kicked off first place.
They started the day in 9th place. Now they have rocketed up here today. I think, of course, you know, me and you were like, you know, Stalwart, they're pretty good. They're probably going to do pretty well at this tournament. I think we do have to also consider a few other names. RSG is absolutely one of those here. But likewise, Falcons with the 31 points. So, I mean, a lot of contenders are truly coming to the front of the fold here.
And DAMWON, right? Like, really,
yes,
the resurgence from these guys. Exactly, almost back-to-back. Like, we saw the resurgence from China and South Korea